Welcome back, everyone, to another edition of Combat Corner, powered by Come On Now, the podcast. I'm your host, Rudy Rodriguez Showmont, and I have a guest for you guys today. Man, oh man, I've got with me the seven-time BKFC Lightweight champ and Welterweight champ as well, and he's the king of the streets. I got with me Luis Baboon Palomino. Brother, I want to thank you so much for jumping on board with me today. It's an honor. You are an OG of the BKFC, brother.
Thank you for having me, brother. It's all love.
So I want to jump right in, man. I mean, you're from Miami, but you're from Peru. When did you come over from Peru? Were you a kid or what have you? Because I remember you talking about all the teeth marks in your knuckles came from defending people, bro.
Yeah. No, it was. I came from Peru when I was 10 years old to California.
Okay.
In Cali, I lived for San Bernardino. I lived for 3 years. That's where I started boxing. So I was
Okay.
boxing. Yeah, I was boxing over there. Then my father goes to prison, and we come to Miami when I was 14. In the time of real gang activity, not like this wannabes that talk all this crap nowadays. Like there's nothing happening over here, man. People coming over here to have vacations. But yeah, in that time, I'm talking about 28 years back. Miami was not what it is today. You know
Yeah, I'm born and raised in Miami-Dade. I mean, I grew up on Miami Beach, so
what I mean?
I didn't
Oh man,
grow
in
up.
Miami Beach.
Yeah, I didn't grow up.
Oh wait.
I didn't grow up in the difficult neighborhoods.
Okay.
I
Uh,
grew up in the beach when Miami Beach, you could get off of Miami Beach in about 10 minutes. Now it takes you an hour just to leave the beach, for Christ's sakes. But
yeah.
you mentioned that in the press conference of your last fight against Howard Davis about how all the teeth marks were from defending people and your feelings about gangs. You know, how did you know, avoid the gangs? Because I mean, that's obviously something that when you're a young kid, you're 14 years old. I mean, that's something that
Yeah.
draws a lot of kids in, man.
Well, like I said, right? I came to California and I started boxing over there, and
Yeah.
boxing's a one-on-one sport.
Yeah.
And in LA, man, over there in Cali, there was gangs there too. So I was taught a certain way, being a part of the gym, being a part of a team, and you become an athlete. When you come over here, I changed states. I came to Florida, and I'm seeing I can't even get into a gym anywhere. Like the gyms are so far away. Like my mom wasn't letting
Mhm.
me, go
Yeah.
take 3 buses to get to a gym. And you see all this stuff going on. I don't like injustice, man.
Yeah.
I just don't like injustice. I never understood the whole point of, yeah, you're gonna be our boy. We're gonna protect you and all this, but first we gotta beat you up in between all 6 or 10 of us. And I just
Yeah.
never understood that, man. I never thought that it was something tough, that it was something cool, and I was always against it. But when you're a kid, right? You're growing up. You do your things too. You do your bad things, of course, growing up, your mistakes. And I had a lot of fights, but I just didn't like the fact of people trying to jump another person for whatever
Mhm.
reason. For if it was to jump him into a gang, or because he messed with him or he messed with me, now you're gonna go and jump like that jumping thing. I just never agreed with it. Was bump heads with me. It bothered me, and I literally did. I didn't go around look like trying to be a superhero,
Yeah.
but there was a lot of moments where I see injustice happening, and I jump in there, man, because I didn't approve it, didn't like it. And
Mhm.
if it was my brother or my sister or somebody getting hurt that I loved and I knew, I love somebody to go ahead and protect them too.
Yeah, of course. I'm going back to MMA because
Mhm.
I love MMA. I mean, I've been watching MMA since '93. I mean, I'm 47, so I'm a little bit older, but I know
Okay.
what the demo, and you were what, it was 1994 when you came from here from LA, around there.
Yeah.
Well, 94. Okay.
Yep.
So
Yep.
I remember your fights with, for example, I mean, you had some wars in MMA.
Hmm.
I mean, the two that pop out are Justin Gaethje,
Yeah.
and those types of fights with Justin Gaethje. Would that be a guy that you would love to see in a BKFC ring?
Oh hell yeah, Gaethje. That man is pure violence, man. And he got a ridiculous what should I call that? Like ignorance for pain and danger. The dude is just like, let's go. Like, well,
Yeah.
where's the problem? Ah, man, he would be phenomenal in BKFC, man. But he's, out of his own mouth, he said, he would never do it. So it's funny because when you do MMA, the boxers think you're crazy.
Yeah.
Then when you go from MMA to bare knuckle boxing, the MMA fighters and the boxers are looking at us like we're crazy. Like, yeah, it's just a
A-
different. It's just a different world.
So when you made that crossover, I mean, what brought you to that crossover point where you're like, yeah, I'm gonna do this? Because you're one of the first to do this,
Yeah,
and you do have a long MMA career, and I guess you have that crazy to you.
yeah, yeah. Man, I'd say it was the injuries from MMA. MMA is very
Mhm,
taxing on the body.
mhm,
I had this toe surgery I had to do. I have knee issues. Um, the wear and tear over the years, and seeing people that I've faced in the past doing good in bare knuckle.
yeah,
I was like, whoa, hold up a second. So I was like seeing the people do it, and then I was like, hold up a second. So I can punch people in the face, and I don't have to go to the ground. I don't have to get
mhm,
taken down. Because towards the ending of my MMA career, people started figuring out, okay, well, Baboon, he's a striker.
yeah,
Natural born striker. He's a killer. He wants to kill you at every shot he throws. You know, let's take him down and hold him down. Now, I was a black belt under Sensei Daniel Valverde,
mhm,
and my jiu-jitsu was very high level, so I didn't get hurt, but it doesn't matter. It's
mhm,
called cage control. Once you're being controlled on the bottom long enough, you lose the fight. So I ended up running into a 4 fight losing streak. Never had a
mhm,
lost more than 2 fights in a row. I lost a third, then I went to a fourth. And I was like, what the hell's going on?
yeah,
So while this is going on, my life wasn't straight. I didn't have a good supporter in my life. I didn't have a good partner, you know. And let me tell you, man, that is a big, big important part for any type of athlete. Forget about fighters, athlete. You need to have a good home balance. And I didn't have that. The issues with the baby mama and this and that, and then not being able to see my son. It was I was not in a very good mental space,
mhm.
you know, and and then I said, and we give it a shot, and here we are, man. 5 years, 6 years later. So to answer the question is, when I got into it, and this time my wife that is, in that time was my girlfriend,
Yeah,
and I told her I was coming into this. She was like, she really did not like how it looked, when she saw the fight with me, and I'm showing her in the video, like, she was like I was crazy,
mhm.
but at the same time, you're crazy. I don't want you to do this, but if this is something that you want to do, then I'll support you, and that's all I needed. Like
So
that's all I needed. 6 years later, we rolled 5 years undefeated together.
So talk about. I mean, you're one of the first. You're one of the I said, you're one of the OGs. I mean, in this sport, you've been here. You've seen the tiny card, and now you've seen the huge crowd card. Where this
Yeah.
sport has evolved, and now it's really. I mean, for combat sports, it's behind. It's number two behind the UFC in combat
Yeah.
sports across the board. I
Yeah.
mean, what Dave Feldman has done is freaking remarkable. I mean, bringing in Conor McGregor, I think, has made a difference. Obviously, with the man's a nut. He never stops promoting. It's like, my God, he's in permanent promotion mode 24/7.
For
I mean, we should all be
Yes.
so good at that. You had both belts. Why did you have to vacate the belt, one of the belts? Why did that have to happen for you to whatever you were doing at the time? I mean, you were the 55 champion and the 65 champ, and then you
Yeah.
had to vacate 55 to fight Trout, or was it?
Yeah. At 55, I already had ran over everybody. The
Yeah.
only guy left was Tony Soto,
Hmm.
and I didn't have much interest in him after I saw a guy that I beat in the past, that I was
Hmm.
managing, literally beat him in front of me.
Yeah.
So I didn't care for him, and he didn't want to give him the rematch, and whatever. I'm managing this guy. He just want to give him the rematch in a fight that he lost in his own home, but they gave it to him.
Yeah.
So I went up in weight. I took the 165-pound belt, and for an entire year asking and asking and asking to defend the belt. They wouldn't let me defend it. And I told him, look, man, what do I
Yeah.
have to do? Is he said, look, for you to defend it, you have to vacate 155. I said, okay, here you go. Let me
Mhm.
defend it. And I defended against Trout, and that was a year ago. I lost a
Yeah.
decision. It was a complete off night. You know, I was just not like. I mean, look at that fight. Like, you look at me in that fight and compare it to any other fight in BKFC.
I was
Any other fight.
unrecognized. It was unrecognizable. It was like, what's going on today? It's like it
Exactly.
seemed like it was one of those bad days.
Exactly. I was cold. I was not warmed up. I was alone upstairs. That's another reason why I changed gyms. One of the major
Mhm.
reasons is I don't make the same mistake twice. My
Mhm.
coach, I love him to death. We
Mhm.
have a good relationship even today, even after separation. We worked together for 7 years and we did great work together. But I tend to attract a lot of people, and a lot of people did come around, and he took in some people, and there was other guys, that he was training that are fighting under my card, and some of that attention that you would normally get kind of goes away, and the number one care in any fight should always be the champion.
Of course.
Um, my coach was downstairs with somebody else that was right before the co-main event, and I was upstairs alone. And by the time we got into that fight, man, I was cold. I was frozen cold. I didn't warm up till like the third round, and it
Wow.
was too little, too late by then. You know. So
You just
yeah,
had
it
this.
left me without a belt.
Uh-huh. You just
But
had this fight with Howard Davis. I mean, that fight was a war. I mean, you guys really. I mean, you knocked his tooth out of his mouth. There's slow motion video of him spitting the tooth out of his mouth in the third round. I mean, the man hits hard, and it looked like you didn't get scratched. And I know you took shots. But is that? I mean, are you? What is that you can? I mean, get hit because you got hit. I mean, you laid out wood, and he laid out wood, but you look like you hadn't even been in a fight. I mean, is that?
if
It
you
does.
look if you look at my face right now, this
Mhm.
is exactly how I looked after the fight.
Yeah, I
So
was
what
there.
did he
Yeah,
land? What did he
but did
land?
he?
Right? Okay. So I watched the fight over and over again a few times,
Uh-huh.
and the most that I can hear is when the commentators are talking about the right hand landing.
Mhm.
All right.
Okay.
I watched it over and over again, and I specifically rewinded in those times when they called that right hand landing. And you know what? You could see a right hand going, you could hear a right hand smack, but you don't see it landing because
Mhm.
I parry a lot of punches and I catch a lot
Okay.
of punches.
Gotcha.
This is one of
Okay.
my secrets that people don't know about. So
Yeah.
the right hand lands, it's landing like this.
Okay. Gotcha.
you
Gotcha.
and that's why there's nothing here. I'm parrying, you know, I'm
Mhm.
protecting. I'm moving my head out the way. So like I literally have zero. There was nothing other than what? I'll be truthful with you. I had one little lump on the back of my head here somewhere.
How that
That's
happened?
it. Who the hell knows?
No, because yeah, I mean, I saw you after the fight, and I was like, man, this guy just got in a war, and it's like, man, there's not a scratch on this man's face. It's crazy. And when you prepare for a guy like that, who's probably like what 3, 4 inches tall and 5 inches taller, you're like what
Yeah,
5'8", he's what 6'2". How do you prepare for a fight like you're bringing guys who are that height, and because you're
yeah,
obviously
yeah.
physically gonna have to dive in to get to him.
No, definitely, definitely. It was very, very difficult because not only is he tall, he's very fast.
Yeah.
He's a fast kid. Younger. Long, lanky, skinnier.
Mm,
But I spar with a Ukrainian boxing coach that's
hmm
actually younger than I am. That has 111 fights in amateurs,
Wow. Okay.
and he won 100 fights. And 11 fights he landed in draw, so he has no
Yeah.
losses. 11
Wow.
draws, 100 wins, and he's about 6'3", six
Yeah.
foot three, 6 foot. Yeah, about 6'3". So he was taller, and not for nothing, a lot better than HD
hmm
was. So
Okay.
when you go, when I spar for a fight, I look for the best.
Yeah.
If you're not giving me real work, then I don't even want to. I won't do it again. You know what I mean? Like I
Yeah.
have to be in trouble. I have to be in danger. I have to be presented with the same or near, danger that I'm gonna face in the fight. And this guy that I spar with my main coach, my main sparring partner, the dude was nasty, man. He was like he was putting work on me. I'm gonna let you know the truth. Like the dude was he was landing shots. Like what the fuck? Like it was hard to get the
Yeah.
timing and the distance.
Hmm.
But with time, I got it. I got better. I got better. I got better. And boom, it showed right there in the fight, man.
Did you
You
feel
know?
any? I know people talk about this stuff. I mean, some people say it's complete bullshit. Other people say it's real. Did you feel any ring rust? Because it's been over a year since you've been in the ring, live action. Did you feel
Did I feel any what? Any what?
any ring rust? Like, okay, like you had the feel out process at all? Did you feel that at all, or was it like you just been in there
So
yesterday?
so I felt that in the trial fight. For
Hmm.
one, I didn't fight for an entire, like almost a year before
Yeah,
trial, right?
yeah,
So so yeah, it was a whole year until I fought trial, and I felt it. I felt that ring rust. What made it worse was the fact that my team was downstairs when I had to come out.
yeah.
So that's the part that I'm trying to tell you that I'm not gonna make the same mistake twice. I did a boxing fight in November
Okay,
before HD. So I
gotcha.
did a
Okay.
boxing debut, and it wasn't a professional boxing fight because it was an exhibition,
Hmm.
but it was four 3-minute rounds, and it was against Gabriel Rosado. You ever heard that name before?
Oh yeah, 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 for sure.
Gabriel Rosado fought for
Yeah,
the world title 5
yeah.
times.
No, I know who he is. Yeah.
Canelo, Triple G, like all those big names. He fought everybody,
Hmm.
and I whooped that ass. I whooped that
Hmm.
ass in November. You know what I mean? Like, and he was like 10 pounds heavier. You know,
Hmm.
um, I felt in the trial fight, I
Hmm.
didn't want to feel that cold feeling again.
Yeah.
So that was on. Like I have a whole team now. I have
Hmm.
my conditioning trainer in there with me. I have my head coach, Coach Maha, and my second, which is Coach Mateo, from the owner of
Hmm.
Boxer Gym. So I had my
Gotcha.
whole team with me. Like we're on there, bro. We're staying hot. We're staying ready, and the nervous system was fired up, and that's what we took in there. You know, we were real
So
fired up
you
and ready to go.
so you got a lot of possibilities. I mean, I mean, Austin Trout's calling you out after he defends the 65 belt. You want him at 65 in a rematch. He wants to lose weight and fight you at 55. You got El Gallo who wants to fight you, but you told us that story about you sent him to the therapist. And then you got Mike Perry, I guess it's 75 or 85. You also have Franco Tenaglia, who's the champion at 55 right now. And then there was Jeremy Stevens, who blocked you on social media, you said, right?
Yeah,
Which
yeah, man. So
one?
look.
Who do you
All right,
want?
look, Mike Perry, out of the question. I've chased that fight for
Yeah,
2 years. That's it, done
yeah,
deal, boom, done.
yeah,
He 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 confirmed it when he made a post saying that he refuses to cut off a leg to make weight. That he's not
yeah,
fighting anybody under 175. So at
yeah,
that point, that okay, that's it. You made it clear. You don't want to fight me because you
mm-hmm,
don't want to fight me at 170 or 175. We're
yeah,
talking about 185 now. Then that's impossible for me. I walk around 170, man. 175 max. Come on, bro.
easy,
I'm like,
yeah,
I'm trying to fight you at 175, like the walk around weight that I
yeah,
can possibly get to.
yeah,
And you're talking about you're not coming down from 185. Okay, then fun. That's it. I won't mention his name no more. That's it. Done deal.
yeah,
It's not a possibility for me. It's not possible. Done. Now, Trout. Trout needs to calm the fuck down and sit down somewhere because he thinks that he can just call shots after a horrible performance like the one that he just came out of. And look, I gave him the opportunity to fight for a world title with only one fight in the organization. Okay? The
mm-hmm,
only least thing that he can do is return that favor. Give him a fucking rematch at 165. Don't come with this bullshit at 155 because what I did for him is I cut him in the line. I gave him a title shot. Okay. And now what is he thinking? He's thinking, okay, I'm gonna do it all over again, like beat everybody at 155 and give him a title shot right away. Fuck out of here. No,
mm-hmm,
you're gonna work and get yourself there. First
mm-hmm,
of all, we need the 165-pound rematch. Right there, I'm done with Trot. Okay?
yeah,
Now, going to this idiot that you just finished mentioning. Well, before we go to the idiot, Let's go to somebody who's more worthy of talking. Tenaglia, right?
Yeah.
Tenaglia is the fight to make, man. You know,
Hmm.
because that's my title.
Yeah.
He was the temporary champion. He came in, he grabbed it, but he barely grabbed it. So we're
Yeah.
just talking facts here. I
Hmm.
like Tenaglia. I have much respect for the way he fights. Much love. As a matter of fact, I even said it in the interview after my fight. I'm proud of the way that my belt was captured between Tenaglia and Soto, because it was a nasty war, man.
Yeah.
That was that was poof. You know, that's gonna be remembered forever. You
Yeah.
know, that was what you want to see in a title fight. But the truth of the matter is, he barely just got it. Because
Hmm.
the fight could go either way. The fight,
Yeah.
man, everybody split in between. Did Tenaglia take it or did Soto take it? Or did they give it to Tenaglia because they were in his place? You know what I mean? So, having that said, from what I've heard rumors that they're trying to make a rematch between those two. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what the truth is,
Wow.
but I hear that rumor. Okay?
Yeah.
So, if that rumor's going on and Tenaglia can't fight with me right away, I think that, honestly speaking, I think that that's the fight to make right now.
Hmm.
He already fought it out with Soto, right?
Yeah.
Now I come in and I dispute who the real champion is. I come in and I take my belt. Then I have to face Soto, right? Because Soto's next
Yeah.
in line, I believe. All right,
Mhm.
so I have to face Soto. Tanaglia gets a rematch if he wants it. You know what I mean? Like there's fights to be made. You know,
Yeah.
there's a lot that can happen from there. Now coming down to this idiot you mentioned earlier, man. This dude went ahead and comes to the corner of my, of the key of the ring.
Yeah.
Talk. I wasn't even gonna mention this guy's name. His name only got mentioned because he's in the side of the ring, screaming out his lungs, "Baboon, Baboon, can I suck your dick right now while everybody's watching?" Like looking for that type of attention, man. You know, like this is my moment. I haven't
Yeah.
fought in a year. Nobody
Yeah.
cares about you, bro. You
Hmm.
know, like if you like what really pisses me off is the way that he talks, and people believe this shit. People really think that this dude is a gangster. Like, bro, if he's such a gangster, just think about it like this. If he's such a hardcore badass, how he's trying to, show himself to be, why be an entire year in the same gym that I'm in, where I whooped your ass, and never try to come and get it back? Tell me, does that make any sense to you? Because if I'm in a gym or I go
Yeah.
into a new gym and somebody whoops my ass, number one, the first thing I want to do is I want to get as good as him or better than him to whoop his ass, and I want to keep sparring him till I get that to that level.
Yeah.
So why did you just act like a friend for a whole year but never spar with me? Then come on, man, leave the acts and the talking and all this whole show and talking about that he wants the belt. Bro, you're okay. So now, listen to what he's saying. This is how stupid this guy is. Okay,
Yeah.
he's going now. He's talking about, oh, I'm after that belt, bro. The king of the streets belt don't mean shit. I'm sorry, man. That's just the truth. It's fucking dope. I think it's dope. I think it's really cool that David Feldman put that belt up, because Dave knows that I should not be out of a title fight.
Yeah.
The only reason why there was a belt put up there is because of my presence in that fight.
Hmm.
Okay, so I'm thankful for it, but in reality, it's not a world title.
Yeah.
It doesn't, or else we'd be saying right now that I'm a seven-time defending world champion. I'm only a six-time defending world champion. So this guy is trying to catch a fight with me for a belt that doesn't matter, because all he cares about and all he wants is clout. That's all he cares about. The dude is like, bro, if he was a female, you already know where you can find her. You know what I mean? OnlyFans, straight up. That'd be an OnlyFans female right there, 100% guaranteed. Because the dude loves the attention. That's what he cares about. He cares about attention, all that. So bro, I really have no fucks given when it comes to fighting him. To be very honest with you,
Hmm.
but. If David Feldman comes to me and tells me, "Hey, look, we're gonna give you a fight with Gallo," and my money's right, no problem. I'll
That
cash
fight,
my check. I'm gonna
that
cash my
fight,
check.
that fight could sell out the Kaseya Center. I mean, because you guys sell tickets, bro. I mean, I know that much. You guys sell tickets. I mean, because
For
that's
sure.
obviously a fight you do in South Florida, and whether it's at the Hard Rock again or another venue. I mean, obviously the Hard Rock will make sense, but you guys sell tickets, and you guys are both South Florida guys, and so looking at it from that perspective, from a business perspective, I mean, it's gonna make a boatload of bread, I would presume.
It'd be great, but I'm not trying to defend this King of the Streets belt, bro. I want it just to count in my legacy.
Mm-hmm.
I would much rather get my belt from Tenaglia
Mm-hmm.
and give me Gallo as the first defense if you want. No problem.
Yeah,
Because now when I defend this belt, it's in my legacy.
it
You
means
see what I'm
It
saying?
means more. It
It's
means
it's
more.
real, yeah.
Yeah.
It's real, like but
Okay.
yeah,
So,
but
because it was funny because before you came into the press conference, Peter Peraza was talking about wanting to fight El Gallo as well, and so
I
it's like
think
then
that's a
that's how you
great fight
guys
for
are.
me.
I think you both were going back and forth on social saying, "I'll let you have it now." Like, I
Yeah,
mean, there's a
because
lot of
I'm not after that fight.
yeah.
Look, he made this video, right?
Hmm.
He made this video where he's talking about um oh, this baboon wants to fight me. This baboon wants to fight me. Like, bro, when the fuck did I say I want to fight you, man?
Hmm.
What are you to me? Like, bro, I
Yeah.
mean, do you have any of these here in your house that I can take from you? Because this really matters to me. I'm a real fighter. I'm a real
Yeah.
world champion. This matters to me. This is my collection. Okay? What do you have for me to take from you other than a paycheck?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm a fight for you. You are not a fight for me. You're trying to make it sound like I'm picking a fight with you or I'm coming after you. That is not so. So make sure you put that out there. Gallo is trying to make it seem like I'm trying to pick a fight with him. I whooped his ass in the gym already, and he never, for an entire year, even thought about asking to spar with me again. We know what it is. And don't come acting hard with me in the street, bro, because it's only worse for you. In the street, I don't even got to throw a punch. I can kick you to hell. I can choke you. You have no idea how to fight me in the street. Don't come with that gangster shit. Like, it's this. I'm
Hmm.
not after fame or whatever the fuck you think you have. That's my collection. If you don't have something like that for me, I'm not trying to fight you, man. My next
Hmm.
fight has to be for the 155-pound title or the 165-pound title. Now, once I have this belt, whichever one, you want to come for me to defend it? No problem. Let's go. But
Are
now
you
it
are you
counts in my collection.
Are you trying to get on the card in July, or are you looking for some other card? Because I mean, they're going all over the world, man, and I know you haven't had the chance to fight in one of these, whether it was the Dubai thing or Spain or Italy. Would that be something that you would want to do, or would you want to just jump on this July card and fight again in July against
Man,
Tenaglia?
the only thing, I mean, fuck, if it's Tenaglia, 100%.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
1000%. If it's
Uh-huh.
Tenaglia in July, I'm in.
Yeah.
Eyes closed. Eyes closed. I'm not even there. If it's any of my titles in July, I just, honestly speaking, man, I don't see it happening.
Yeah.
I haven't spoke to BKFC yet. They told me to give them a couple of weeks until we can talk again. So we haven't spoke yet. I don't know what's next for me just yet. I don't know.
Mhm. Yeah.
Um, would I want to fight in July? Fuck yeah, I would like to fight in July. I like to fight as often as possible.
Mhm.
Do I think it's gonna happen that it may happen? I doubt it.
Mhm.
I highly doubt it because I do cost a pretty penny to put on,
Yeah.
and the opponents that I have are champions. So you
Yeah.
gotta pay a pretty penny for that, no? So I just
Yeah.
don't see it. I don't know, man. I don't know. I haven't talked to them. I just don't see it happening in July.
Okay. I got a couple more for you, man, and then I'll let you go. I appreciate all your time, man. After
Yeah.
that fight in at the Hard Rock against HD, you said, you're 44 years old, you live a healthy lifestyle. That's how you stay in this condition. Because, like I said, I'm 47. It's incredible what you're doing right now. One, how long do you want to do this for? I mean, do you have like an age where you're like, you know what, I'm gonna be done with this? Oh, and also, I saw a video of you scarfing down some pizza after the fight. So is that your guilty pleasure? Is pizza your guilty pleasure? Because I saw the video in front of the Hard Rock. You're knocking down some pizza, and I'm like, he hasn't had a pizza in a minute.
Man, I hadn't had a pizza what, like a year before that. I hadn't had a pizza in almost a year before that.
It looked like it.
Huh? Yeah, and you know what, man? To be honest with you, I think I ate about 2 boxes. Got to the hotel,
And felt sick.
and my wife is knocked out. 2:30 in the morning, we get to the room. It wasn't until 5 a.m. in the morning that I can actually lay back, and my food would keep coming up.
Like,
It
oh,
was too nah, it was too much, man. It was ridiculous. But that's definitely my go-to after a fight. Pizza.
okay.
A,
I had
a
a
good
feeling.
a good pizza. Yeah.
Yeah, I had a feeling. I mean, how
And
long do you want to do this for?
as far as how long I see myself doing this,
Mhm.
I don't man, is that I feel good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think that the truthful answer, because I've already said it before, and my wife laughs at me when I say 1 more year. There's always
Yeah.
1 more year. The truthful answer is
Mm.
when I when I feel like I'm either getting beat up or I'm not reacting to strikes the way that I react right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Yes.
when I get in good shape, which I'm very good at getting in good shape because I'm very disciplined. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I know what to do. You know, I've been around. I've been fighting for 18 years professional. You know, so when I'm in really good shape, I feel unstoppable. You
Hmm.
know. Now, if it, the only thing that I can tell you that affects me in this age, it takes me longer to get in shape.
Okay.
It takes me a little longer to get in shape because mentally I can push myself very hard, but my body won't recover as fast. So
Hmm.
there's a lot more recovery aspects, a lot more sleeping, more ice bathing, more saunas, more massages, more physical therapy. You know, like there's a lot more treatment and recovery at this age than there was before.
Yeah.
So when I come to the point in time where I'm not reacting, where I'm getting caught when I shouldn't be getting caught, then I know that's it. You
Hmm.
know, but as far as knowing a timeline when I want to stop, I love fighting, man. You know, I think if I can still compete at a high level, I'll probably do it for another 2 3 years.
So one last thing. I mean, you've seen this organization grow so much. I mean, when you sit back and look at what's happened and how it's gone from these small shows, like I mentioned earlier, to these monster shows. I mean, you sit back and like, I'm a major reason part of this. I'm a major part of this. I mean, does that give you some level of satisfaction and then also pride for what's happening with
Oh,
this organization?
definitely, man. Definitely. You know, history cannot be rewritten or erased. You know what I mean? So no
Yeah.
matter what kind of monster BKC ends up being later on, the
Yeah.
beginning is always going to be in history. You know, in the beginning, the inaugural champion, nobody did it like him. I'm trying to get my belt back for that reason. I left an 8-0 6 title defending record in that weight class that's untouched. You know, right now I'm 9-0 in that weight class because the last fight was 155. And
Yeah.
you know what, man? 165 was very taxing on my body. It was very hard. It's very hard to keep that weight on. Very hard to like maintain it. You know, it's not my weight class, man. 155 is my weight class. To be very honest with you. Even if I was to get that rematch with Trout, I'll get that rematch with Trout just to avenge my loss, and I'll probably vacate that belt right there and then.
Would you fight him at 55 as well?
165 and go just stick to 155. That's my weight class.
No, would if if you were fighting at 65, win the belt, would you fight Trout again at 55?
This is the reason and the way that it should happen. This is the
Okay.
reason why for me to get that rematch right now at 165 is very important for me.
Yeah.
Okay? Because there's gonna be a trilogy, man. There's gonna be a trilogy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And think about it like this. Trout is a natural 155er. He's already talking
Yeah.
about all these big guys. I don't want to be in this weight class. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm a natural 155er. So the best of us would be to me at 155, right?
Absolutely.
All
Yeah.
right. But I want to do that in the trilogy, man. Let me get my rematch at 165.
Yeah.
I'll vacate that belt. Let him have it in that weight class. I don't care about it. I just care about beating him in that weight class. And
Mhm.
now we can do the trilogy at our natural weight class and see who the best is for real. You know, but to just give him a free pass to the 155-pound title, nah, I'm not
No,
doing that. I'm not doing
absolutely. Absolutely.
that.
Well, I appreciate, man. I appreciate your time, Luis. I thank you so very much. I just asked him, where did the name Baboon come from?
Say it again.
Where'd the name Baboon come from?
Baboon was you see that right there?
Yeah.
So the baboon was a logo. That logo that I just showed you right now was the
Mm.
logo of my capoeira group.
Oh, okay.
But the logo of the capoeira group was a baboon,
Okay.
and the group was called Abolition. And I was pretty much the first one in the group, so I was
Mhm.
named after the logo, Baboon. I just ran with
Nice. 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 Nice.
it.
But I appreciate you, Luis Baboon Palomino.
Yeah,
I
you
thank
got.
you so very much, bro. We're gonna get one of these fights scheduled for you, man. If I have to help David Feldman schedule it, we got to get these things done, man, because there's too many fights out
We need
there
a
for
title
you,
fight.
man.
We need a
You
title
know,
fight. We need a title fight.
definitely,
That's all that there is. You got it,
definitely,
brother. Thank you so
definitely.
much for having me.
Appreciate y'all. This is Rudy Rodriguez Show, my combat corner with Luis Baboon Palomino, the OG of BKFC, six-time defending champion, 7-time at 155. You had 7 title fights and a title fight at 65 that you won the belt in. I mean, it gets no better. I appreciate you, my brother. Thank you so very, very
You
much.
got it, man.
God bless you, man.
You too, man.
All
Take
right,
care.
folks.
All
All
right.
right, take it easy.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye. There I have it. There you had it. Luis Baboon Palomino. Appreciate his time so very, very much. He is a big time guy in the BKFC, so I'm honored to have him on here with me. Hey, man, there's a lot of fights for him. You got Trout, you got Tenaglia, you got El Gallo. I mean, obviously, you see that Mike Perry's off the table now, but I appreciate him so much. Thank you so very much to Luis Baboon Palomino. Let's get this done. Be sure to check out all of our content on BKFC and MMA. This is Combat Corner, powered by Come On Now, the podcast. Come on now.